welcome in a new episode. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I'm your host, Neya Maaty, and I'm glad to accompany you in today's episode. We are going to go through most of my work, and it's going to be about me, basically, this episode. So, I'm so excited to share with you most of my work and my experience and to accompany you through my lifetime. So, let's get started. Today with us on St. Jamestown TV. Today we have a very exceptional guest, very powerful, and went through many challenges. Today we have George Smitherman. Hi, how are you doing, George?
Good, very well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for coming. How are you doing with the COVID and lockdown and everything?
Yeah, I actually, aside from the social isolation, I'm a hugger. So I really miss that, to see people and you can't hug them or whatever. But our family has done okay, really, in the circumstances, and we just want to get back to normal, so to speak, like everybody else.
Minister of Provincial Parliament representing the St. Jamestown and Regent Park riding of Toronto Centre from 1999 to 2009. First openly gay MPP elected in Ontario and first openly gay cabinet minister. Minister of Health and Long-Term Care from 2003 to 2007.
Dynamics of my work went from working in the cultural and artistic aspect, and then I worked so much with politics in more like the post-revolution back home when I was working in Egypt, and it was very enriching experience because from downtown Cairo to downtown Toronto, that was a wild journey that I got to see everything. Starting with the dreams, the hopes of the revolution back in 2011, working on human rights profiles, people who were trying to get their voices to reach to the biggest number of people. It appears that many problems are in common and the world is so connected in regards when it comes to minorities or marginalized groups, and of course, there are different issues, but in total, in general, we are speaking about human beings and we are speaking about the same issues that everyone is struggling with, starting with poverty, starting with a low income and food banks and food security.
Partners, like we have 519 right across the street, and we reached out to them. They were handing food out every day to people that were homeless. And then they had some people too that weren't able to come in. So we started to, they referred people so that we could deliver to some of their clients. And there were other providers in the neighborhood that asked if we could deliver to some of their most vulnerable members. So that's how that started. And we quickly realized that when we were going, you start to form a better relationship, especially, our members we know, but for the members that we did not know so well, like if they were, 519 clients or if they were the corner clients or whatever, we tried to make sure the same person would deliver because we felt that the consistency of getting to know someone was really important so that they could follow up with the person to make sure that they were okay.
Community members are individuals who have their different circumstances and struggles. The key of success to our struggles is to find solutions that would meet the actual needs we have, the circumstances we're going through, and the tools we have at the current moment that could help us moving forward. It is very inspiring to see all of these examples and more working together on securing food for residents in St. Jamestown. Food insecurity is one of the major issues in St. Jamestown as well as around the world. In these examples, there are many efforts and smart solutions that are promising of a stronger community and a better future.
The issues that I'm really interested in and the causes that I really never give up looking for and echoing the problems of human rights and freedom. Some of the issues, of course, I was very privileged to talk to many Indigenous teachers and artists. That was an amazing experience to learn about the culture and the teachings and some of the pain that the Indigenous people went through and the resilience that the Indigenous people show every single time they talk about their experience and their journey. And this exactly and like makes you think, like you have to question everything and to find the reasoning behind it. Yeah.
Yes. And you have to find your own reason for it. Do you have the same pot that grandma had, or do you have another pot? Right? And back in the day, if you're living in a wigwam or a teepee or whatever, you do not have a separate kitchen. So you have one container in which to cook everything. So when people tell me that the stew and ragu come from Europe, I laugh. Like, you've no idea. Because they did not have a frying pan for their bacon and eggs and a pot for their spaghetti sauce. They had a container in which to cook the fish and the chicken and the caribou and the bear and the whatever else they caught to feed whoever, with the tubers and the fruits and the veg and the seeds and the nuts and the whatever, the herbs all went together and got prepared with what they had. Well, if that is not a stew, then,
That's
and
right.
we have finally, they have found physical evidence.
Describe my work as feather dancing, and that's definitely from my Indigenous perspective. If you think of a beautiful eagle feather, which is sacred to us, one of our most sacred items. Oh, wow. I have had such a journey to get here, and none of what I do now, it was not like this was some grand vision that I was going to do one day. That's not how this played out at all. Although I do recognize that I've always been a writer. I was the one that had the diaries with the lock on it when I was like 7.
In the middle of the pandemic, Desiree Lewis started her business in her neighborhood in St. Jamestown, trying to help those who are filing their taxes for the first time, or those who need to be educated about the tax system, or simply people who need someone to file their taxes for them. It was challenging for her during these circumstances. However, she's managing to push her startup forward and to educate people about taxes.
What is the main issue or point that many people don't realize about taxes?
I think the primary thing that people don't get about tax is that it's there to support you. It's there to support social activity. It's there to build roads and schools and keep you in a stable financial position. It's not there to take your money and take things away from you. And I think that getting that understanding and having people really grasp that.
So my name is Neya Maaty, and looking forward to seeing you again. Take care and thank you. Have a great day.